Hi everyone, happy Friday and welcome to the Community Drumming Group YouTube page. So if you don't already know, I'm Emily Kirkland, a co-facilitator here at the Community Drumming Group, and I'm going to show you guys a tutorial today on how to play Oro Sherovaha Walia, which is the song that we performed at International Dinner last semester. So, and if you guys want to find that video, that's somewhere back in the Dregs history, somewhere in our Instagram page. So if you want to go searching for that, have fun because it's a really cool video. We're really proud of everyone who performed in that and joined us. And it was honestly a lot of fun. So I'm going to start off by performing a verse of the song for you guys. And then I'll kind of break it down and build it back up in steps to show you guys how to do it yourself, because it's not as hard as it looks, and I promise you can get it. So. So first of all, let's start with the part that you guys are definitely going to be more familiar with, the beat. So this is a bodhran, and the way it's traditionally held is you place your hand in the back of the frame like this and balance it on your leg. And that means, and this gives to another added technique, which we're not going to specifically use for this song, but is still super cool to know for future drumming experiences. So you have your hand in the back of the frame so that as you're playing, you can move your hand up and down, and that changes the tone of your hit. So right now, I'm touching the frame. I'm not touching the drum at all. So just holding it by the frame, you get a nice, resonant, open sound. As soon as I put my fingertips up against the frame, it's a little more muted and it doesn't resonate for as long. Whereas if I put my whole hand up against the frame and kind of lean it, you have an even more muted pitch. So now, with those skills, you can slide your hand up and down to also change the tone. Or with your full hand, which is a little bit harder, and it's not wanting to go super smooth today, but or if you just want to change quickly in between tones, have your fingertips pressed up against it, or you can move on and off. All while having this balanced on your leg. So there's a lot of different skills that you can do with the bodhran to give it different sounds and different tones. And it's honestly one of my favorite instruments that we have available here at CDG. So take a look into that next time you're at a session because it's super fun. Now, this is called a tipper. And, you know, because you tip it to play your drum. Whoa! So, what you do with this is you're going to balance it between two fingers. There's this line nicely in the middle. You're going to place that line between two fingers and then place your thumb on top of that line. And then you will use the two fingers underneath to kind of teeter-totter both ends. And that's what you'll use to play the drum. There are others in the group who will hold it more like you hold a pencil and do it this way. So that's also available to you if that feels more comfortable when you play it. So basically that would look like this. It's the same formation and idea, it's just that your pointer finger is underneath and your thumb and middle finger are on either side. I personally find it more comfortable to do it this way, balancing it between my second and third finger with my thumb on top, and then balance it this way. to play the sounds. So, we just started with a very basic steady rhythm to get the group together when we were all performing this. So we're just going to perform a simple 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. And bodhran is a traditional Irish instrument that is often used in performing this song. That's why we've picked the bodhran for the concert and for this demonstration, but you guys can follow along and learn the rhythm on a desk or a book or anything you have nearby. If you have a drum nearby that you can use for it, that's great, awesome. So, but yes, traditionally this would be performed on a bodhran. So if you want to follow along with the rhythm, I'm going to go through it one more time and you guys can drum along on whatever you have nearby. 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. Awesome! I'm sure you guys all sounded great. So, that's how we get our beat to go underneath this song. The next and possibly more challenging part of this is the lyrics. So, first of all, this song is talking about, I don't know how to pronounce her name and I'm not going to butcher it, but you guys should definitely look up this song and the lyrics and the translations of lyrics and the story behind it. I did that just now before starting this video to refresh my memory and make sure that I was telling you guys the correct facts. So this story is about a female pirate from Ireland and how she rallied troops together, Irish troops, to drive out the English. So this is kind of a rallying song and a song talking about her as she became kind of a legendary figure in Ireland. You guys should definitely look this up to find out more because there's alternative ways the song used to be sung and different versions of translation and the lyrics and a lot of different interpretations of the history and what specifically happened, and it's an amazing and interesting story and part of what makes this song so amazing and beautiful. So you guys should definitely look into that. Also, when you're done here, go look up this song and look up videos of different groups singing it, because I promise you, a group that has trained in Irish music is going to perform this way better than I can and show you just how beautiful and wonderful this song is. But anyway, I know enough to be able to teach a little bit of what we do with this song and why it's so much fun and why we use it sometimes here in our community drumming group sessions. So, the lyrics, as best as I can pronounce them, and again, you're probably going to find better translations, or not translations, pronunciations. This is as close as I got, so if you guys want to absolutely hone in on that skill to get even closer, please do. So, it goes Oro, She, Do, Vaha, Walia, Anish, Teraf, Untauri. So we're going to start with just the first bit, and you guys can, wherever you're at, repeat after me. So, oro, think kind of like an Oreo, but take the E out. Oro, she, do. Two different words, but if you put them together, it sounds a little bit like shadow, which is what I use to remember it. Oro, she, do. Vaha, walia. Oro, she, do. Vaha, walia. Anish, Terof, Untauri. Okay, so we're going to go back through that word by word, and you guys can repeat after I do and see how close you get. So, oro, she, do, vaha, walia, anish, terof, Untauri. Okay, I'm sure you guys did great. And if you want to listen to my voice do that 20 more times so you can hear it and hear what it sounds like, just rewind and listen to me all over again. Yeah. So, Oro Shedo Vahawaya Anish Terof Untauri. So that is all the lyrics that are within the first verse. The song has many other verses, but for the purpose of the drumming group and the international dinner performance, and for the purposes of this video, we focused on the first verse. So what this translates to is Oro, welcome home, now that summer's coming. Welcoming this legendary figure back home after she has driven out the English and accomplished all these amazing heroic feats. So, now that we know the drumming pattern and the translation, we're going to work a little bit through the melody of the song. Now, you'll hear different performers do this in slightly different ways. So this version is just kind of a compilation of what we heard most when we looked into the song. So, Oro Shedova Hawaya, Oro Shedova Hawaya, Oro Shedova Hawaya, Anishtera Funzari. Oro Shedova Hawaya, Oro Shedova Hawaya, Oro Shedova Hawaya. So yeah, if you guys want to practice that, you can either listen to me do it and pause the video and then try and sing it yourself, or you can rewind and try and sing the melody along with me. However you want to do it. It's a beautiful melody. I cannot express how much I love this song, so I hope you guys enjoy it too. And also, if you want to practice the melody but you're not feeling super solid on pronouncing all the words, you can also sing it with the translation and it fits very well. So singing it in the English translation with the same melody, it would go, Oro, welcome home, Oro, welcome home, Oro, welcome home. Now that summer's coming, Oro, welcome home, Oro, welcome home, Oro, welcome home. Now that summer's coming. Yeah, so that's how we can practice the melody with the English translation. And it's also really good just to compare through that first verse of here's what the lyrics that we just learned mean. And again, the song has many other verses, but that's a little beyond what I know to be able to teach. So I hope to learn all the verses in the future, but we're just going to stick with the first for now. So let's try and pair that with our beat. So I'm going to sing the English translation for one line, and then sing the Irish, and then sing the English and the Irish, kind of go back and forth so you can hear how both of those sound playing it through. Awesome! So you guys can practice along to that for whichever version you like. So we also have a little bit further that we went with this song for our performance. For example, we added in some other instruments during this. I believe our head facilitator, Megan Jennings, was playing spoons during this performance. We had a couple people playing, oh my goodness, I just forgot what they're called. I just completely forgot what they're called. It's probably something super simple. Anyway, they're the round sticks that you clack. Anyway, we had some people playing those, and I personally was adding in tambo to our performance. So, the way you do that with this is I just kind of did a little in between the beats, because this sound can get very overwhelming if you add it in too much, especially in a smaller performance where you don't have as much projection of sound from either a lot of singers or a lot of other drums to kind of balance it out. So if you're doing a smaller performance, you really want to keep this sound lower so it doesn't become overwhelming. But in general, let me see. Just kind of doing Oro Shedora Hallelujah, Oro Shedora Hallelujah, Oro Shedora Hallelujah, Nishtera Puntari, Oro Shedora Hallelujah, Oro Shedora Hallelujah, Oro Shedora Hallelujah, Nishtera Puntari. Just to kind of add those accents and that different flair in there to mix up the accompaniment sound. So finally, now that you know how to play both instruments for the accompaniment, and now that you know how to sing the lyrics in both Irish and in the English translation, we're going to show you one more step that we put into our performance at the International Dinner. Now, as you may have already realized, a lot of songs that we're surrounded with every day have the exact same tune that's been borrowed from somewhere else, or at least a very similar tune. So if you guys thought that this might have sounded familiar, I'm going to show you guys the song that we now know of that you're more likely to have heard before that has the same tune. Well, not the exact same tune, but very similar. What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor early in the morning? What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor early in the morning? Oro Shedora Hallelujah, Oro Shedora Hallelujah, Oro Shedora Hallelujah, Nishtera Puntari. What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor early in the morning? Oro Shedora Hallelujah, Oro Shedora Hallelujah, Oro Shedora Hallelujah, Nishtera Puntari. Yeah. So thanks for tuning in, guys. So that's how we sing and how we chose to do our drum accompaniment to Oro Shedora Hallelujah. Again, while I'm super glad you joined in to learn how we chose to perform this song, I definitely encourage you to go listen to some other videos of groups performing this song. There's some amazing and beautiful recordings of this piece, and that way you can hear the full lyrics. And I definitely encourage you also to research this song itself. the lyrics and translation and the history behind it and the different versions in which this song can be sung. It's a super fascinating story and piece of music, and I am extremely glad that I got to perform this with my community drumming group, and hopefully you guys will be able to use this song in a session later on when you're joining us next semester. So I hope you guys all have a wonderful winter break. Email communitydrumminggroup@gmail.com and let me know which version of the song was your favorite. Maybe you like it better with just the bodhran, maybe you like it with the tambourine, maybe you like the English translation so that we know what we're talking about in the storytelling, maybe you like the original, or, the modern drinking, well, not exactly modern, but the drinking song in English that we know that goes along with this. So tell me how you liked the video, and we'll make sure that you get credit for your MTS hours for the semester. And thanks for joining, guys!